Hello, Scorpio Souls. Welcome to your reading. I am so grateful that you are here. My name is Nikki, and I use my clairaudient and channeling abilities to help people find the magic within. If you're new here, welcome. For this series, I will be channeling messages from Keke Palmer quotes. So I just recently went and seen the new movie Nope from Jordan Peele. And while I wasn't really a fan of the film, I genuinely do love Us and Get Out. And one thing I did like about the film Nope was Keke Palmer's character. I thought that she exuded a very sassy, divine, feminine energy, and I was curious if she had any really cool quotes. So when I looked up quotes from her on the internet, there actually was a website, an article that was saying there were 30 quotes from Keke Palmer that were very inspirational, ones that she personally said herself, not ones from her film. So I thought it would be really cool to channel some messages from her words of wisdom. And it's actually been 2 weeks since I have filmed any content. I am getting over COVID right now, and I thought it was really interesting because the energies on the planet right now are pretty dense, and from speaking to other light workers, many have been getting sick with COVID or other types of sicknesses because we're going through a purification right now, a detox of sorts. And I definitely have purged a lot of toxic energy from my system. The last 2 weeks have been very difficult in terms of the sickness that I had, but I'm feeling much better and I'm very excited to be back and doing readings for you. So how this reading will work, Scorpio, I channeled 12 different quotes from Keke Palmer that are inspirational words of wisdom. I wrote them on 12 slips of paper and put them in this little tin, so I will pull one out. We will see what Spirit is bringing through to you, and then I'll do an intuitive card reading to get some additional messages for you. So let's see which Keke Palmer quote has a message for you, Scorpio. We have learn to love yourself, and all that other stuff will not matter. Learn to love yourself, and all that other stuff will not matter, Scorpio. I have 4 decks of cards here. The first that we are using is the Zombie Tarot deck. Thank you, Spirit. What are your additional messages for my Scorpio souls? We have the 4 of Pentacles in reverse. Next, we're going to pull a card from the Spirit Animal deck. Thank you, Spirit. What else? We have the Stingray. Next, we'll pull a card from the Keepers of Light deck. Thank you, Spirit. What else? The Holy Spirit. Expect miracles. Remember that only love is real. Miracles will occur naturally. Spirit has your back. And your final card will come from the Moonology deck. Thank you, Spirit. What are your final messages for my Scorpio souls? You are good enough. Full moon in Virgo. Okay, Scorpio, so Spirit is bringing through messages of self-love and knowing your worth, knowing that you are good enough, because that is the epitome of the Keke Palmer quote that we have here. Learn to love yourself, and all that other stuff will not matter. We also have you are good enough. So this is just piggybacking off of this quote. You are good enough, and loving yourself is what matters. And all the rest of the stuff will not matter when you genuinely, unconditionally love yourself, Scorpio. Why is that? Because loving yourself humbly, not in a selfish way, is one of the biggest lessons we all come to planet Earth to learn. And if we don't genuinely, humbly, selflessly love ourselves, that is reflected in our experience, and it can also be reflected in our appearance based off of the thoughts we are having about ourselves. This is why Spirit reiterates the importance of self-love all the time. This is why Spirit reiterates the fact that we are all good enough, that we are worthy, because what we think, we are. Okay? It literally manifests. Our beliefs, our thoughts, our emotions, all of that in terms of what we believe about ourselves, what we think about ourselves, and how we feel about ourselves. If those are all negative things, you're going to experience negative things in your reality based off of the type of self-talk that you are giving to yourself. So this is why Spirit is saying, love yourself and nothing else will matter, because then you will be experiencing self-love from within, and it will be reflected out here as well. So your big message here, Scorpio, right now is ultimate self-love, unconditional self-love for yourself, telling yourself that you are good enough because you always have been. It's just a matter of remembering that. With the Four of Pentacles in reverse here, I do feel like you're letting go of something, because when this card is upright, it's an energy of stinginess, of greediness, of holding on to something. But when it is reversed, the opposite is true. So there's something you're letting go of right now, and I'd like to open up my clairaudience and see what that is. Thank you, Spirit. What are my Scorpios letting go of right now? Okay. You are really, really working on letting go of self-doubt. You're to this point where you want to cultivate that self-love. So I'm seeing a lot of you have already been working on this. And with the stingray next to the Four of Pentacles, I'm being drawn to the chakra system on the stingray. So I feel like you have really been cleansing your chakras, balancing your energy field. And when that system within you is balanced and in alignment, it is much easier to love yourself because you feel that on an energetic level. It is on the stingray though, so I feel like it's not always something that is easy for you. I feel like even though you're doing this work, there are some days where, like, I'm hearing, well, this didn't really work today, or why do I feel out of alignment? And it's because we're moving through some really dense energy right now. So whereas You may have some days where it feels like you're in alignment much easier. There will be other days where it's a little more difficult because you're still purging things from shadow work and doing some inner healing. And I'm just seeing that the journey of self love has been difficult for some of you. But I do feel that you are doing everything in your power to let go of self doubt, really learning to love yourself here. And that's very admirable to keep that momentum going with that, because the energy that you focus on, that is what grows. So you are making leeway with that, okay, Scorpio? With the Holy Spirit, expect miracles. This card says, remember that only love is real. Miracles will occur naturally. Spirit has your back. So for those days where you feel like that self-doubt is creeping in, and it might be one of those days where it's a little harder to let go of the self-doubt, this is where the Holy Spirit is coming in, wanting you to remember that it's important to expect miracles. Because if you're aware of any self doubt, in that moment, when you're aware, that's when you can flip the script. So, in those moments where self doubt is creeping in, remember that only love is real and that miracles will occur naturally. It's not going to be something that you would ever have to force. And letting go of the how, in terms of how these miracles are coming into your life, is very important, because Spirit can bring them to you much more magnificent than you could ever do on your own. So the key message here is that Spirit has your back. Let go of how the miracles are going to happen in your life, and just watch as things naturally unfold for you in this present moment right now, Scorpio. Okay? I'd like to place my hands on the Four of Pentacles in reverse and the Stingray and see what else I can hear specifically from Spirit. Thank you. Okay, some of you are in this situation right now where you feel like you're walking on eggshells around somebody. It's this energy of, if you say something, it's like they sting you. This is like the energy I'm feeling from the stingray here. Walking on eggshells around someone. And it's like this person is getting triggered at every little thing that you say. Or this also could be you personally, Scorpio. You could be feeling like you're being triggered a lot right now because of certain people in your reality, that you've been triggered to do some type of inner healing here. This is happening for a purpose. And some of you have been triggered by certain people in your reality in terms of your worthiness. I feel like some of you have been also dealing with a lot of criticism from other people, people who have been triggering the wound where you don't feel good enough. This is for a purpose as well, so that you can recognize that no matter what anyone else says, that you are good enough. And there might have to be some cord cutting here depending on who these people are. Now, when it comes to cutting cords and letting go of relationships, I really walk a fine line there, because we all have to learn our own lessons in terms of the people that we're playing out experiences with, okay? So I don't like to just say, let go of this person, walk away. What I like to say is to pay attention to the energy that this person is giving off. How do they make you feel? Do you walk away from this person at the end of the day feeling uplifted? Do you feel drained? Do you feel like they have your back? Do they make you feel like you're good enough? Because these are all things that matter in terms of making a decision when you want to cut cords with someone or walk away from someone. So, paying attention to the energy is what is most important. What else, Spirit? Thank you. I'm also hearing a lot of laughing. I feel like some of you have been aligning with Soul Tribe members where you can laugh for hours with them. It feels easy, it flows. These are definitely people who see your worth, and you know that they know you're good enough, and it's a reflection of the self-love you've been cultivating for yourself. When you align with your soul tribe, it's definitely a reflection of unconditional self-love radiating from within, because soul family loves you unconditionally. So if your soul family is showing up in your life, that is a very good sign that you are learning to love yourself, Scorpio, and that is so, so beautiful. Okay? So when you are in the presence of these people, don't let them go. These are the ones you want to hold on to. And if you're laughing with somebody for 4, 5, 6 hours on end, just about anything and everything, you can talk about anything under the sun, and it's a connection that you haven't experienced in a very long time because you've been, healing from toxic friendships, you've been healing from toxic relationships. Embrace the goodness in your life with these wonderful soul family members, because it is a reflection of your unconditional self love that you have been working so hard on cultivating within yourself. Okay? Thank you, Spirit. Any final messages for my Scorpio souls? Okay, I'm being drawn back to the stingray with the chakra system here. I feel because you have this daily routine that you do, or even a nightly routine, I'm seeing for some of you, you have been getting a lot of powerful wisdom and insight during your meditations, during your dreams when you're asleep at night, and it's all stemming from doing your best to stay in alignment, even when that has been proving to be more difficult, because you're staying true to your routine. Your wisdom is coming in very loud and clear right now from within yourself. And I see a lot of you are learning things you didn't know before about past lives, and also certain people in your life. I'm seeing you're being shown how you've had past lives with some of your friends, and this happened to me. I'm being called to tell you a story right now before we end the reading here. So when I was a kid, we lived in this duplex, my mom, my younger sister, and myself. It was just us three, and I had a friend who lived in some houses behind mine. And there was this little bike trail where we would sit on a skateboard. There was this bike trail, and we would sit on a skateboard and ride it down this bike trail, because it was like on a little hill. It would take us all the way to each other's house, from the top of the hill where my house was to the bottom of the hill where my friend's house was. And we would do that repeatedly. That's what we did all day long one day. And I had a dream the other night where I was living during this very indigenous time, and I was with a bunch of women, and we sat down on like this carpet or something. It was something that moved, kind of like the skateboard, and we started going down this dirt road. But as I kept getting farther and farther along, it literally turned into the bike trail that I used to ride. It literally turned into the bike trail that I used to ride my skateboard on with my friend. And it took me to her house. So I was being shown how I've had past lives with this one woman. Um, Many past lives, actually. I'm still not quite sure what the messages are, but if you've been having dreams like that at this time, pay attention to them because there's something very important about the people that you are remembering from past lives that may be also in this life with you right now. Okay, so if you're learning about past lives, pay attention to your dreams and what may need to be healed with the people that are coming up in the dream world. All right. So, the main message is you are doing a wonderful job learning how to love yourself, and it's being reflected in your reality. So, pay attention to that. But any self doubt that still may be coming up right now, remember that miracles unfold naturally. Stay very mindful of your thoughts, your beliefs, and your emotions. And remember that you are good enough. And you're doing a very good job also of staying in alignment right now and letting go of what no longer serves you. That is all that I am seeing, Scorpio. Those are your messages. If your reading resonated, if you enjoyed it, please be sure to like, subscribe, comment down below. I'm excited and honored to have done this reading for you today. If you liked any of the decks of cards I used, I'm linking those in the description box down below as well. I also do a podcast called the Slumber Party Massacre Podcast with 4 amazing women, my sister Lacey, Rebecca, Carly, and Heather. We talk about horror movies, we debate them, we play games. If that's something you're interested in listening to, I'm linking that in the description box down below as well. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you on the next video. Bye!